Hello, so today I'm going to be comparing Pepcid to Reflux Gourmet. So both of these claim to treat or prevent, depending on which, symptoms of heartburn, right? Acid reflux. So what happens when you have something like GERD or when you get regular heartburn is that too much acid is produced in your stomach and that acid spills up into your esophagus. The cells in your esophagus are not created to handle stomach acid. That's why it's not good to throw up. But these claim to counteract that. They work very differently. So first off, we have Pepcid. You're probably familiar with Pepcid. It is an H2 blocker. So when you eat, your stomach releases these chemicals called histamines, and they bond to receptors, special cells in your stomach lining that then tells your stomach how much acid to produce. What this does is it has famotidine, I believe is how you pronounce it, that bonds to those H2 receptors and causes less acid to be released into the stomach in general. Less acid means less possibility of it spilling up into your esophagus. This one, they recommend that you take it 10 to 60 minutes before eating, or 1 tablet after you eat with a glass of water. Since it is an H2 blocker and not an antacid, it's not going to work immediately after. It is going to take some time. Ophelia, my cat, has opinions. And it is also, it's not recommended to take this for more than 2 weeks. If you are still having heartburn symptoms after that time, you may want to go see a doctor and see what's up. But this stuff you do not want to take for longer than 2 weeks total. You're not supposed to take more than 2 in 24 hours as well. This, on the other hand, Reflux Gourmet, is an alginate supplement. So how it works is you actually take a teaspoon of this after you eat your meal, and it actually creates a gel-like raft that sits on top of the contents of your stomach that keeps that acid from spilling up into your esophagus. Now this is great because it also contains antacids in it, and those work immediately for heartburn relief. They have a proprietary alginate complex, which includes calcium pantothenate, that is an antacid, sodium alginate, that is the type of alginate that it contains. And alginate, yes, it is exactly what you think. It is from kelp, which is brown algae, and it actually does create like a little slime in your stomach. It's not as creepy as it sounds, it's very effective. I use this just about every day. And it has sodium bicarbonate, which is another antacid. So this guy is going to work effectively for up to 4 hours. You take a teaspoon after every meal and 1 before bedtime, so that, you know, if you get those bad symptoms at night, I know I do when you're laying flat, and that's why they kind of want you to elevate your head at night if you have acid reflux, fun fact. This guy is gonna work for up to 4 hours after your meal and right before you go to bed. But there are some side effects with Pepcid, including, you know, nausea. You could also get rebound acid reflux, which is no fun. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's when it gets worse when you stop taking it. And also you're not supposed to use this for very long. Now, price-wise, just a comparison, this Pepcid, we have 8 tablets here. I believe this guy was around 10 bucks, which isn't the cheapest, but it is a smaller quantity. So they do make this in larger quantities. So it does get cheaper the more that you buy, but this is not necessarily the most cost-effective compared to other options. Now this, of course, is an all-natural supplement with that alginate in it, and this tube is gonna cost you $28. It has 47 servings per container. This lasts me about a month. If you use it perfectly, then it'll probably last you shorter, but I am not great. Sometimes I'm out and about. I'm not great at just taking a spoonful after every single meal. But she is yelling at me. If you want immediate relief and a more natural substance that will cause little to no side effects. There are no known side effects for alginate supplements. Of course, this does have some antacids in it as well in lower doses. So if you are sensitive to those, then you might get side effects from that. But alginate has no known side effects. And this is safe for daily use. There isn't a maximum amount of time that you are supposed to take this. So when it comes to ease of use, I would say this is actually, it's a gel, and it's actually very tasty. The two ENTs who founded this actually worked with a chef to create flavors. Okay, that doesn't look great in the tube, but it tastes very good. It tastes exactly like caramel sauce that you get from like a coffee shop, or put on top of your ice cream. They worked with a chef to create these flavors. The Reflux Gourmet, it comes in this vanilla caramel rescue, which is my favorite. I think it's delicious. And they also have a mint chocolate, if that is your type of thing. They also do make a gum, which, if you don't already know, the act of chewing gum causes your mouth to produce more saliva, and saliva actually acts as a natural antacid. So when you chew the gum, it has the dual action of increasing saliva production to keep that acid at bay, and of course the alginate and antacid combination to keep it right. Overall, I would have to say that the Reflux Gourmet wins, because it does have both alginates and antacids in it. It works faster. It's a more pleasant experience because it's pretty tasty, easy to take. If you can't really do tablets, then it's gonna be a great option for you. And they have delicious flavors, and you can use it every day. It is going to be fine. You're not gonna notice any side effects unless you get side effects from certain antacids like the ones that I listed. And it's tasty, and I'm rocking with it. Pepcid is gonna be a little bit cheaper, of course. It is just an over-the-counter. You can buy it at, whatever drugstore you go to or big box retailer. So it is gonna be slightly more accessible. And also, if you don't want a gel, if you prefer to just take a tablet, then you can use this one. And it is gonna be, like I said, a little bit cheaper. Overall, I have to recommend this one because it works faster and you can use it for longer. This one is cheaper, and it is in a tablet form if you have issues with texture. Again, I think this one's delicious, but you can use both.